Well, the day is finally here. Google is finally pushing the update to Gemini to replace Google Assistant on smart speakers. Now, the big question is, why would I want Gemini on my smart speakers? Well, let's find out from Gemini.
Gemini offers more advanced AI capabilities, including better contextual understanding for complex queries, the ability to handle conversational follow-ups, and support for more natural, nuanced commands for smart home control, unlike Google Assistant's focus on quick, straightforward tasks.
So for many years, I've used Google Assistant in our home, and we've been able to have it do many great things for years, but over the last year or so, I've noticed that some of the commands weren't working properly. I'd have to ask it things multiple times to get things done. And so I think it's now time for a new assistant that's a little more understanding of natural language to complete a command without knowing the specific phrase. And I think just overall, Gemini is going to influence and be a more helpful assistant in the home. Now, not only did Google announce that it's going to be on my devices today, but if you want access to it, you now can sign up, and within 24 hours, you will receive the update to your devices as well. So we're going to show you how to do that, but also I'm going to compare the Gemini Assistant to Google Assistant and see if there has been a big enough change for you to make the switch. Let's get started. So first up, let's update my devices to Gemini. And I'm gonna do that by heading into the Google Home app. Now I've already gone in and requested for this, and usually it will give you a pop-up. If you have requested and you don't see the pop-up, we're gonna tap on the profile picture right here, and we're gonna go into Home Settings. So here it says, set up Gemini for Home for more natural conversations. So we're gonna tap Get Started. Get started with Gemini for Home, explore complex topics, brainstorming ideas, and get more done by talking with Gemini. Ask follow-up questions, interrupt, and change the subject. And there is even a premium version of this where you can have Gemini live on your speakers that you will need to pay for, but everything else is free. It's just kind of that live feature that is the premium part. So we're gonna tap Next here. And here we have some other ideas that we can use this for. So we have expert brainstorming. We have daily tasks, so we can add calendar events and scheduling and more. So here we can control multiple devices at once, subscribe to Google Home Premium to catch up on everything that happened around your home. So you can use the new cameras that have influenced by Gemini to learn about what's going on in your home, and you can ask specific questions on that, which has been cool. You can find out, hey, when was the dog in the backyard or things like that. So we'll do some of that testing as well. And then here it gives me the option to make that upgrade. So what's gonna happen with this is Assistant is going to be replaced. Gemini for Home Voice Assistant will permanently replace Google Assistant and offer new enhanced capabilities. Whole Home Update. Gemini for Home Voice Assistant will be immediately available to everyone in your home, including kids and guests, and on all your compatible devices like Google Home Speaker, Google Nest Hub Max, and more. Now, Google also announced today that Gemini will be coming to third-party speakers as well if you have those. So like the Lenovo Smart Display that I've used in the past, that will be getting the update as well, but right now available on these as of today. And then here it has limited language availability. So Gemini for Home Voice Assistant is currently only available in US. Language support may vary by device type. To set up Gemini for Home later, go to Settings and What's New. All right, so we are ready to hit that upgrade button. And here it says acknowledge Gemini for home disclosure. So let me go ahead and read this line by line to you. Just kidding, we're gonna scroll through this really quick and you can read that if you want to, but we're going to acknowledge. And now we have the option to choose a voice.
Assistant. Now you can explore ideas or learn more about Here's one of the new voices I have,
Here's another voice. You can pick me now and always make a change later in settings.
I'm ready to be your voice of choice. If you like what you
Feel free to keep exploring until you find the perfect voice. Trying out
This could be the voice that's right for you. Choose.
Here's another voice in the mix, ready to talk. How's this one? Testing, 1, 2, 3. So many options to choose from. Pick me and we can get to talking.
If you're curious about the other voices, keep listening or pick this one to start talking.
Maybe this is what you're looking for. Choose me, and I can be the voice you hear.
And to wrap things up, I can also talk to you using this voice. It's up to you which one to start with.
Here's another voice.
Okay, let's go ahead and choose Fern. Now, I do wish the original Google Voice had been updated. That would be cool to kind of have the next generation of that specific voice. But here we go. I think 10 new options or something like that. So let's go ahead and move forward, and you can go back and change that at any time. Now here it's going through the process. And so here we have an option for Gemini for Home responses filtering. So Gemini for Home can provide responses about topics that may not be suitable for everyone. Choose a content filter for voice responses to limit who can access sensitive topics on all eligible speakers and displays in your home. When voice matched kids under 18 are added to your home, they will always receive filtered responses regardless of your selection. So if somebody comes over, they ask Gemini for something, what is going to happen then? Or if the kids are asking what's going to happen. So I could allow all responses. I could filter for all guests, or I could filter responses for everyone. So if it recognizes me, it's going to give me the info I want. But if it doesn't, it will then filter responses for guests. So let's go ahead, start with that option, and these can be adjusted at any time. Now here it's asking if I want to enable voice access to camera history, which I think is great. I have cameras on my account that are now learning about what's going on around the home, so I want to be able to access that information. So we can turn this on, and when on, everyone, including guests and kids, can search and view camera history on your speakers and displays. When off, voice match is required. All right, Gemini for Home is ready. Try it out by saying, "Hey Google," and asking anything that's on your mind. So great, I now have Gemini added on my devices. Now, if you want to add Gemini on yours, you would just head into the same settings here, and you're gonna scroll down to the bottom, and here you have early access, and you would want to tap sign up. And they said within 24 hours, you should receive that pop-up to sign up for Gemini as well. So right now, the Nest Audio as well as the Google Nest Hub Max are set up on my new account with Gemini. And then here I have the Google Nest Mini that is currently on an older account that only has Google Assistant. So let's go ahead and start asking some different questions to see what has and hasn't changed. Now we're gonna focus on the speakers here, maybe do a little bit from the Nest Hub Max, but one thing I've noticed over the years is the speakers are much faster to respond. Sometimes the screen just takes a lot of extra time. So maybe we'll see if that has been adjusted at all. And then the other thing to know, if you've never watched one of my videos, whenever I say the wake commands, which are "Okay Google" and "Hey Google," that's going to trigger a Google Assistant, but I mute them in my videos. So you actually didn't hear me say those, because if I say it, it's gonna trigger your Google Home at home and start asking questions to it, and it's gonna be confusing. So I never say those in my videos, and for this part, I'm actually just gonna cut out those. So I'm just going to be asking a question, and then you'll hear their different responses. So let's begin with something that I typically use on a daily basis.
The mic's off.
Which is just asking simple questions about time and timers and things like that. What time is it?
It's 3:12 p.m.
We'll set a 5-minute timer.
Okay, I've started a timer for 5 minutes.
Add 1 minute to the timer.
I've added 1 minute to your timer.
And remove 4 minutes from the timer.
I've removed 4 minutes from your timer.
Just waiting. Sometimes that command doesn't...
Something went wrong, and I was unable to remove time from your timer.
Okay, so hopefully one day that will be fixed, but right now you cannot take away time from a specific timer. And while that's going...
The mic's off.
The mic's back on.
Let's try Google Assistant. What time is it?
It's 3:13 p.m.
Set a 4-minute timer.
Got it. 4 minutes. And that's starting now.
Add 2 minutes to the timer.
Got it. 2 minutes added to your 4-minute timer.
Remove 2 minutes from the timer.
I couldn't find anything related to 2 minutes from the timer.
Okay, so there it didn't even try, but everything else was pretty good. Now, one of the things you can do with timers is when they go off, you actually don't need to use the voice command. You can just say stop, and it will end the timer or the alarm or whatever has gone off. All right, next is using it to ask different sounds. So something we do with the kids often with Google Assistant. What does a monster truck sound like?
This is a monster truck.
Pretty good. All kinds of different sounds that you can do. I think there's more than 100
The mic's
sounds.
off.
What does a monster truck sound like?
This is a monster truck.
Okay, same sound. So same experience on both of those. Now, one of the big things is, what if I want to ask, stop. So there the alarm went off, just say stop, and that heard me. So another big thing is just exploring new information. So let's say we want to ask some questions about the solar system. How far away is the moon?
The moon is an average of 238,855 miles away from Earth.
How long would it take me to fly there in an airplane?
Flying to the moon in an airplane isn't possible because airplanes can't fly in space.
There you
However,
go.
a spacecraft typically takes about 3 days to reach the moon.
Okay, so a spacecraft's gonna get me there. So there I didn't ask, or I didn't repeat my original question. I was able to do a follow-up and it was able to know what I was talking about. So let's ask another follow-up question. What would be the speed to get to the moon?
To get to the moon, a spacecraft needs to reach a speed of about 25,200 miles per hour to escape Earth's gravity. However, the speed varies throughout the journey. For instance, Apollo missions typically slowed down to around 3,400 to 5,600 miles per hour during their 3-day trip.
How long would it take us to get there and back?
A round trip to the moon typically takes about 6 to 10 days, as it generally takes around 3 to 5 days to get there, and then another 3 to 5 days to return. The exact time can vary depending on the spacecraft and the specific mission.
Okay, great. So it continued to do more follow-up responses from what I was talking about. One thing you'll also notice is Gemini is a little bit more talkative, so it has a little bit more info than Google Assistant did. How far away is the moon?
The moon is about 238,900 miles from Earth.
How long would it take me to get there?
2 minutes and 18 seconds to go.
That was my timer, not the moon. So it didn't understand I was doing a follow-up question. How long would it take to get to the moon?
By car, the trip to Moon's rare books is 13 minutes with light traffic.
So there it has no idea that I'm talking about still going to the moon. Let's try the airplane question. How long would it take me to fly to the moon?
About 3 days. On the website coolcosmos.ipac.caltech.edu, they say, it takes about 3 days for a spacecraft to reach the moon. During that time, a spacecraft travels at least 240,000 miles, which is the distance between Earth and the moon.
How long would my travel be to go there and back?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, so there you go. Much more conversational on Gemini being able to understand what the previous question was and respond to that, where here this got a little confused on what I was even asking or what the context was. And then it also referred to a website, giving the website and where it got the info, where Gemini kind of just understands a little more things and has the information built in without referring to a website. Now, another thing we use smart speakers for is reminders as well as shopping lists. So let's go ahead and try some of those out. Add pancakes to the shopping list.
All right, I added pancakes to the list called shopping.
Okay, that took a bit of time, but it was my first item that I added to a shopping list. Add peanut butter bars to the shopping list.
Sure, I added peanut butter bars to the list called shopping.
Okay, add a event for tomorrow at 12 to go shopping.
All right, go shopping tomorrow from noon to 1 p.m. Do you want to save that?
Yes. Stop.
Okay, I saved your event. Now, so Google can improve, it would help to know how...
Stop. Okay, so my alarm was going off the same time that happened, but all those things are something we've used on Google Assistant a bunch of times, and that were great, and it adds it to my shopping list in Google Keep so that I can then easily go on my phone and find that out. Let's try with Gemini. Add bananas to the shopping list.
Okay, I've added bananas to your shopping list.
Great. Set a event for tomorrow at 12 to go shopping.
All right. I created an event for tomorrow at 12 p.m. called Go Shopping.
And then what is on my shopping list?
You have quite a few things on that list. They're bananas, vanilla, cocoa, Worcestershire sauce, cough, and many more.
Okay, so pretty seamless between the two. Not really too much differences there. Okay, a few other things we ask all the time is for entertainment. So tell me a joke.
What do you call a cold canine? A chilly dog.
A chilly dog. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Lettuce.
Lettuce who?
Let us in, it's cold out here.
You got it. Here's another one for you. What kind of bird always forgets the words to songs? A hummingbird.
So there you go. It was able to tell me a joke. It understood how to play knock, knock, and it told me another joke. Pretty cool.
The mic's back on.
Here with the assistant, tell me a joke.
What kind of music do bunnies like best? Hip-hop.
Knock, knock.
I love knock-knock jokes. Want me to tell one to you?
Yes.
Great. Pretend there's a door here. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Etch.
Etch who?
Bless you. Is it allergy season already?
Yeah.
How about another one?
No thanks. So there I was able to tell a joke, and then it didn't understand how to play knock knock, so it asked if I wanted to play knock knock and then did a knock knock joke that way. So pretty cool that they both functioned well and were able to understand what was happening there. Now we also use white noise quite a bit, so let's go ahead and play some sounds.
The mic's back on.
Play white noise. All right, there it turned on the white noise, and this will just play until you stop it. Now, I've noticed that Gemini so far is taking a little bit longer than the assistant to respond. There are also all kinds of different sounds that you can play. I've made a full video about that, which are still relevant.
The mic's off.
Play white noise. There you go, starts white noise. Pretty simple. Stop. All right, now let's talk about music. So if I want to play a song, or maybe I want to find a song, let's try and think of some lyrics, because I'm not very good at remembering lyrics. So I maybe can remember a little tune, but I don't know the full song or the song name or the artist. So using Google Assistant to be able to find the song I'm looking for is pretty handy. So let's see. What's the new song from the Gru movie that's pretty popular?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Okay, it did not know what I was talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about? What's that song from the new Gru movie that's pretty popular?
Sure, playing My Funny Friend and Me from The Emperor's New Groove by Sting on YouTube Music.
Not what I wanted. What's the new song from the Despicable Me that talks about Gru?
All right, playing Double Life from Despicable Me 4 Inches by Pharrell Williams on YouTube Music.
There we go. So when I gave a little bit more context, it knew what I wanted. Try the assistant again.
The mic's back on.
What's the song from the new Despicable Me talking about Gru?
Double Life. On the website youtube.com, they say, Double Life, YouTube.
Okay, so there, it did know the song, but I didn't play it. I don't have YouTube Music on this account, so maybe that's why, but there it instantly played. But I was impressed that it was able to find that out. Now there are a ton of other things that you can do with entertainment on both of these. You can take the music playing on here and send it to other speakers in your home. You can ask it to play on all the speakers in your home and change the volume on all of those. So both of these are very capable in doing that and working with your music. Now the one thing that has changed on Google Assistant from when it came out on display is you could see lyrics from songs. But here, if we do a test,
the mic and camera are back on.
There is still no lyrics with YouTube Music, which is a huge bummer. Play Golden.
All right, Golden by HUNTR/X. Here it is on YouTube Music.
So this is something the kids use all the time. They want to play music. They want to see the lyrics to the song. But as you can see right here, there's no lyrics, still not available on YouTube Music. This is something we use on our Amazon smart displays all the time. So Google, really, we need to get music lyrics available. Even if I could click this and tap on lyrics, that would be enough, but would be nice if that was added. And as you can see, the Google Nest Hub is all the same here. It now just has the responses from Google Gemini. Now let's ask a few questions about local sports teams to see what it knows about them. When is Jazz next game?
The Utah Jazz play next on Friday, December 12th, against the Memphis Grizzlies at 6 p.m. Mountain Time.
Well, what is their current stats on games? I don't watch sports much.
The Utah Jazz currently have a record of 8 wins and 15 losses for the 2025-2026 season.
Who is their top 2 players right now?
Based on their current season stats, the top 2 players for the Utah Jazz are Lauri Markkanen and Keontae George. Markkanen is averaging 27.6 points per game, and George is averaging 22.2 points per game.
Okay, that told me a lot more info than I would have had any idea how to ask.
The mic's back on.
When is the next Utah Jazz game?
The Jazz will play the Grizzlies on Friday at 6 p.m.
What is the ranking of Utah Jazz right now?
The Jazz is in 12th place in the Western Conference with 8 wins and 15 losses.
Who are their top 2 players?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Who are the top 2 players on the Utah Jazz?
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Okay, we ran into a problem. So clearly Gemini had a little bit more information there and was able to complete my request very easily. And I didn't even say Utah Jazz, I just said Jazz, and it knew more about who I was talking about. So there you go. That's kind of an introduction on what is the difference between Google Assistant to Gemini. So Google Assistant had its very specific things that it could do, where Gemini is able to be opened up a little bit more. And that's something I'll be exploring over the next little while before I come back and do a more full tutorial on how you can use Gemini more efficiently in your home. But let's go ahead and jump in and check out a few settings just to see where we can adjust what we set up on Google Gemini. So back in the Google Home app, I'm going to tap on my profile picture. And then here we have home settings. And if we scroll down here, we have Gemini for Home Voice Assistant. And in here, this is where you have all of your settings that you can adjust. So let's say I want to change the voice that I selected. Here we have those different options that we can go through and choose. Maybe I want to change the name that it's calling me. I can give myself a nickname in here. Some of these, they're all things that we've seen before with Google Assistant. Here I can do conversation across devices. So you can have that on where it will know from one device to the next, or you could have it specific to the device by turning that off. Here we have Gemini for home response filtering. So if we wanted to go back and adjust those settings, we can try that right there. And then here we have the camera voice access to our search history right there. So that is another thing that we didn't try out yet. Let's go ahead and try that on the speaker. When was Brett last seen on the porch?
Okay, scanning through your footage now. This will take a few moments. Brett was last seen on the porch today at 12:06 p.m. when he was working on the house's exterior.
Okay, there you go. That is really cool. Something you cannot do with Google Assistant, being able to search through the history on your camera. Let's do another advanced question. When was the recycling picked up today?
Okay, scanning through your footage now. This will take a few moments. The front porch doorbell saw a green garbage truck driving by at 1:20 p.m. today, which likely indicates when recycling was picked up. There was also a person pulling a green garbage can out of view at 1:39 p.m. today.
That's pretty good. So it was able to find when the garbage truck went past the house, and it even found when it was brought in. So I no longer have to get mad at the kids because they haven't brought it in. It was able to tell me that. Really, really cool. Now let's go ahead and do that same thing over on the Nest Hub Max here and see if we get a visual representation of what was happening. When was Brett last seen?
Okay, scanning through your footage now. This will take a few moments. Brett was last seen today at 8:34 a.m. when he walked onto the front porch, picked up a package, and then walked away.
All right, so we did get a little bit different response from there, but here on the screen, it's actually showing me what was happening there. So let's go ahead, see if I can play that. Wow, I can see the footage right on here. This has never been able to be done on the Nest Hub before. Now with this camera, I am using the new Google Nest Doorbell 3rd Gen. And so here it has a clip of 39. I am using Google Home Premium, so I am getting the longer clips. And this is only available when you do have that Google Home Premium subscription. And there you go. It was able to recognize it's me because I have set up face match on faces, so it can see that kind of information. When was the recycling picked up?
Okay, scanning through your footage now. This will take a few moments.
And here you can see all the different detailed information it's getting from each of those events.
The recycling was picked up today at 1:20 p.m. when a green garbage truck drove by the front porch.
So there it gave me the response of when that happened, and here it's also playing a video. I think that's just so cool that it was able to know the garbage truck went by or the recycling and that it was picked up. You could also do the same for when did FedEx come by, UPS, is there a package on the door? All of those different responses would be able to be used so that you can quickly find out what is going on around your home. It makes me want to add a few more Google cameras so that I can have more contextual awareness of what is happening around the home. So I think that was probably the coolest demo out of all these today, being able to see that right here on the Nest Hub Max, which is something you would typically have to open your phone to be able to do. Now, again, a warning of any information that is on the cameras, because I've allowed that to be accessed, anyone in the home can see that. Just something you may need to know. So there you go. That is how you can upgrade Gemini now to your Google Assistant smart speakers. Well, replacing Google Assistant onto your smart speakers with Gemini. So let's go ahead and end with Gemini Live. I was gonna end the video, but let's keep going. So Gemini Live allows me to have a full conversation with Gemini without continuing to start the command to ask a response. So let's go ahead and try that. Hey Google, talk live.
Before we start, keep in mind Gemini responses can have mistakes sometimes, so be sure to double check them. What's on your mind? I'm ready to chat.
So I'm looking for a Christmas present for a 4-year-old boy. What are you thinking?
That's a fun challenge. For a 4-year-old boy, some popular ideas include building toys like Legos or Magna-Tiles, remote-controlled cars, or imaginative play sets like a cash register or a grill set. Outdoor toys like stomp rockets, scooters, or a hopper ball are also great for active kids.
Wow, that's a lot of ideas. I think right now he's really into a toy that changes from one form to another. Any ideas?
For a 4-year-old who likes toys that transform, Transformers are a classic choice. Hasbro makes a Heroes vs. Villains 4-pack that's designed for kids aged 3 and up. Walmart also has several Transformers options for 3 to 4-year-olds, like the classic Heroes team Optimus Prime. Some Transformers figures offer simpler one-step transformations, which are perfect for younger kids.
I like that idea. Could you add those to my shopping list?
So I can't do that yet when we are live. You can end live mode and then try asking again.
Okay. Any other like unique ideas that maybe he would really enjoy?
If he's into unique transforming toys, you could also look at transforming dinosaur cars that change from a car to a dinosaur, or even a transforming robot police car. Some brands like VTech also make switch-and-go dinos that transform.
He does love cars, so that might be a great idea.
That's great. Transforming dinosaur cars are very popular, and there are many options. Some automatically transform, while others are magnetic and transform on impact. Many of them also light up and play sounds, which is a big hit with 4-year-olds.
All right, thank you so much.
Okay, thanks for chatting.
Wow, I didn't even have to end it. I just had to say thank you. So there you go. I think that was actually really helpful. And sometimes browsing the web, I get overwhelmed with how many responses there are. So even just a simple conversation like that really gave me some specific ideas, and even it knowing some different toys, like actual toys instead of just made up toys, it had brand names and other things that it let me know about that I could then write down and go and search and find some of those things. So you can use Gemini Live with all kinds of different requests, and it will help you kind of walk through. Maybe you're getting ready for something at work, it will help you do that, or just having a conversation about any topic is really cool that is now available here. And that is a feature that is Google Home Premium only. So the free version, that's not available. But if you have the Nest or had the Nest Aware, or you have the Google Gemini Premium or whatever, that will be included in your subscription. So it's really nice to have that. So what do you think? Is it worth it to go to Gemini now, or do you still have some uncertainty? And are there any further questions or different responses I could ask to make sure are working before you make that upgrade? Please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to do a follow-up so that I can make sure this is going to work right for you, so that you can have your assistant actually work for you. Now, if you want to pick up any of these speakers I've showed today, I'll leave a link down in the description, and Google will be releasing the new Google Home speaker in the spring of next year. They wanted you to know that the speakers that you have right now are fully capable. They have all the smarts they need to run Gemini, and there's just a few things, like if you want to run Gemini Live, you will need to have some of the newer speakers. So again, if you have any further questions, you want to know anything further, I'll do some follow-up videos all about Gemini. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you on the next one.